everybody, Chad Westport here, and we're back with another episode of Just One Thing. And I brought on one of my favorite gardeners, Soup the Gardener, to help us out today and give us his just one thing. So please, Soup, tell us what your just one thing is you think all new growers should be aware of.
Yeah, thanks, Chad. Thanks so much for having me on. So if I could tell new growers or growers just one thing, it'd be to plan ahead and be proactive. So many of the problems growers run into are predictable and preventable. And if you get out ahead of those problems, it can make your life so much easier. So learning to anticipate problems before they occur and taking action is so important. Consider drawing a plan of your grow on a piece of graph paper or just on a regular piece of paper, just so you have the layout in mind, and that can help you anticipate any problems that might come up or can help you figure out what other things you might need to make your grow a success. I always tell people focus on the fundamentals of light, environment, nutrition, and care. And if you plan your grow around those basics, you're going to be off to a good start. Once your growth started, it's still important to think ahead, right? You don't want to, you still need to be planning. You still need to be thinking. And the more you can think ahead, and be that a few weeks ahead or even a few months ahead, that can really help you with making sure you're getting out ahead of problems like pests, like nutrition problems, like environmental problems, all kinds of issues in your grow you can prevent by getting out there in front of it. Think about, is summer coming? You better get your AC ready. Are plants getting pretty big? Might be time to start thinking about doing a transplant, right? And getting your pots ready, getting your soil ready. Don't wait until that plant needs to be transplanted and go, oh crap, I need to go to the store. Get your stuff ready ahead of time. Get your gear, get your stuff, get it all laid out and be ready to go when the plants need it. That way they're not waiting on you. Have your stuff ready to go. So when that moment comes, when they need you to do something, boom, you're off to the races and you've got it going. You also want to keep in mind, if you're bringing in new plants, quarantine them and give them a preventive dip or something like that. Anytime you bring new plants in your garden, that's a big opportunity for pests to come into your garden. So taking some preventive steps there is huge to keep your garden safe. So quarantining and doing a dip of some kind or preventive spraying can all be really good techniques. And preventive pest control is really, really important. It's so much easier to prevent a pest problem than it is to solve a big pest problem, right? I mean, if you've got a huge spider mite problem or a huge, any kind of other pest, that's going to take a lot of effort on your part, usually a lot of money or some sort of thing you're going to have to buy to try to solve that problem. And usually it's a whole heck of a lot cheaper if you just put in the work ahead of time to try to prevent the spider mites or prevent the other thing from, coming and kicking your butt. So, there's so many different ways you can practice preventive pest control. And I know Chad's going to talk about other people about pest control, and you guys will get a whole lot of great information about that from them. But just some real basics, make sure you're scouting your grow and make sure you're out there looking for signs of pests or problems. If you're not out there looking, you're never going to find stuff, right? And it's going to sneak up on you. So don't wait for the problems to sneak up and bite you in the butt. Get out there and find them before they find you. Keep your grow clean. That's a really easy one. And, one Chad and I were talking about is just keeping your grow clean is huge as far as keeping pests away. If you got big piles of dirt everywhere and old leaves and old, plant material hanging around, like, like you're asking for trouble. So act preventively and make sure you don't have any hazards like that around your grow. Any steps you can take to be preventive and get out ahead of pest problems or, powdery mildew, make sure you're, keep your environment in check. All those things you can do make a huge difference in making your life easier as a grower and making life easier on your plants, which is really what leads to better results, right? The less stress your plants have to go through, the less difficult times, less bugs and nutrition issues your plants have to go through, the more happy they're going to be and the better bud you're going to get. So focus on prevention, focus on getting out ahead of things. And another thing I should mention too is you're not going to know how to do all this stuff right at the beginning. If you're a new grower or if you're just getting into it, you're not going to know how to prevent everything. You're not going to have that knowledge yet, and that's okay. just use what you got and continue learning. You know, you're here, you're learning from Chad and all these great people, so you're already a step ahead of the game, but just continue your learning journey, get better at this stuff. And the more you learn and the more you're able to think ahead and, you know, be proactive in your grow, the easier time you're going to be and the happier your plants are going to be.
So what is maybe one thing that you've done proactively lately for your garden?
Ooh, proactive lately in my garden. I like to do preventive sprays in my garden. That's not something everybody likes to do, but for me in veg, I feel like that's a great time to do a little bit of preventive spraying. I don't like to use anything crazy, but just some like soapy water or an enzyme type of a enzyme soap or some sort of thing like that that helps kind of just wash the plants. I like to think of it as giving my plants a bath. You know, you wouldn't let your kid go 10 weeks without a bath. You probably shouldn't let your plants go 10 weeks without a bath either. So, you know, I like to fit a few baths in there and just, you know, give them a little rinse off. It helps rinse off any pests, any mildew spores, and if you use something like an enzyme soap or something that can help even kill pests or deter them in the future. So you don't have to do it throughout the whole grow, and you don't have to do it all the time, and you don't have to, you know, not everybody likes to do preventive spraying, but for me, it's a good step, and it's a good way to help prevent issues from rearing their ugly head.
Definitely being proactive. And one quick follow-up question on that: when you're spraying the soap on there, is that something you need to do with the lights off, or can you do that with the lights on? Does it make a difference?
It depends a lot on the product
Okay.
that you're using. I typically use something called Tweetment, or I use other enzyme soaps, but any kind of enzyme soap that you're using is generally okay to use under the lights. But it is safest to spray with the lights off. So if you're not sure about whatever you're using, I would just say spray with the lights off or spray with the lights. Usually probably the best time to spray is about an hour before the lights come on. So that's what I like to do if I can get up to the grow, spray before the lights come on, wait for them to come on, and then that'll make sure there's no big humidity spike during the lights off period or anything like that. And it makes sure that the spray, if it is something that the light's going to cause problems or interact with the spray, you know, you're avoiding that as well.
Wonderful. And I want to let people know too where they can find you. And also, speaking on this IPM tip, you've put together an excellent free IPM guide on your website, which is also a great place to contact you. And everybody, these will be down in the notes as well. But growerslove.com, that's your website? And that's what people can contact?
I started growerslove.com to try to help new growers get started in their gardens. I tried to make it kind of just a launch pad for people looking to get started. So if you're looking to start a grow, I would love to help you out. I also, like you said, have a free IPM guide you can get there. You just go there, put in your email, and you get an email in your inbox with a little IPM guide with lots of IPM tips, and just help you get started with the basics and protecting your garden from pests and pathogens.
So a couple other places real quick. You can find him on Instagram. He is Soup the Gardener, as well as Growers Love on Instagram. And that's kind of those two names carry across multiple channels for you.
Yep. Yeah, you can find me at Growers Love, at Soup the Gardener, or usually the best way to get in contact with me is straight through the Growers Love website. So I'm the guy running the website. I'm the guy who gets all the messages. So you want to get in touch with me, that's a great way to do it.
Awesome. And you know, for a lot of this community, we love catching you on the 420 happy hour live on the DGC Discord every Friday. So big ups on that one. We all enjoy that, and everybody needs to check that one out too.
Yeah,
so
man, shout out to the Dude Grows crew and all the great people over there making great content and you know, helping spread that knowledge, man.
Yeah. Well, shoot, Soup, thank you so much for stopping by today. I appreciate this. And I know we're helping new growers together. So party on, brother.
Man. Yeah, party on, man. Thanks so much.